My name is Reverend Diannia Baty. I'm affectionately known as Lady D. I have been recently working with the paranormal investigation group by the name of Salisbury Paranormal Research. That's www.salisburyparanormalresearch.com. I was contacted by the founder of this group, Donna Bird. She'd had some interaction with me maybe a year and a half previous, and she had not been able to forget our encounter, as I gave her a very brief reading. And since then I've done many investigations with them using my fourth generation psychic abilities. Not something I would have sought out to do deliberately. It came more looking for me, and I had the opportunity to be of service. The first case involved a 3-year-old boy, and when it comes to children, I'm always on board. But tonight I want to talk about paranormal cautions and hazards. And for all of those of you who are out there investigating the paranormal, I want you to listen up. Paranormal hazards are going to be mentioned that are both physical and non-physical. And the first one is dangers at the location, the environment. This covers extremes of temperature, long hours without proper food and water, living on a fast food diet, too much coffee, and even falling asleep at the wheel during long drives home. My advice is to dress appropriately, wear proper shoes, absolutely no flip-flops at any time, either in the summer or the winter. Bring protein bars and plenty of water. Dress appropriately and wear good shoes. If it's cold, layer your clothing. No loose flowing skirts that can be snagged on nails or that you might trip over. Always have a first aid kit handy, and be aware of the possibility of animal attacks, and do not put yourself in danger. Carry pepper spray. Never investigate abandoned buildings where floors could be unstable and substances such as asbestos could be a completely unknown hazard. Never scout or investigate alone, and always carry at least a driver's license. Do not hang out in cemeteries at night. You may encounter local gang members, and they can be a lot scarier than any ghost. And don't drive if you need sleep. Get a hotel room and start out fresh a few hours later if your investigation is out of town. Number 2, clients. Clients can also be hazardous to your health, and they add that many people claiming to be experiencing paranormal activity may be susceptible to mental illness, drug addiction, alcoholism, or other factors. They might have guns or other weapons. A lot of weapons and loose ammunition can be encountered in private residences. Always film your activities. Always film your activities. And I repeat, always film your activities at the client's home. And before doing anything, ensure they have completed and signed a permission waiver to investigate, liability waiver form. Be aware that if you do not find anything to substantiate their claims, sometimes they can become angry or even violent, but this is rare. Paranormal investigators have been physically attacked on some investigations by their own clients, not the ghosts. In some cases, the police could be called, and remember, it's your word against the clients unless you videotaped all the activities. I advise to have screening conversations with clients, but sometimes even that's not enough. Use your own good sense. Remember, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people and a lot of different personalities. Other investigators. People who are attracted to this field, and this is number 3, may have obsessions, fantasies, or delusions, and some, like the situation cited earlier, can become obsessed with an aspect of the paranormal. Others may have dabbled in the occult or Wicca without proper knowledge or training. Some armchair demonologists can actually stir up activity instead of stopping it. We've all heard the saying, He or she knows just enough to be dangerous. And some, unfortunately, may have deliberately chosen to travel down the left-hand path, no offense to southpaws, it's merely a traditional term, and think you'll be able to spot them and eliminate them. Think again. They're often the most personable and charming people you ever meet. And after all, if they presented a demonic appearance, most people would shy away from them. And most have neglected to tattoo, "I think it would be way cool to summon a demon," across their foreheads in order to warn you about them. The next thing, and this is number 4, EVPs. I advise that paranormal investigators tread carefully with EVPs. They claim that EVPs, electronic voice phenomena captured on a digital recorder, can open a path into the spirit world, and you have to be extremely cautious about who you invite to walk through that door. Playing back the recordings can set up a vibration that attracts even more spirits, who then form attachments. For that reason, I recommend waiting until you're home before playing back your recordings. When leaving any location, each investigator should state that they do not give permission for any spirits to follow them home. And it's also good to do this as a group and to ground in a group setting through prayer, meditation, or whatever is appropriate. Number 5. This is an important one, so listen up. Provoking. I warn against the popular practice of provoking. I've always thought that spirits should be approached with respect and love. Most spirits are not negative. Any positive spirits that may be around are not going to respond to provoking. Instead, they're simply going to remove themselves from your vicinity until you pack up and leave. And they can always wait you out. Guaranteed, you're going to get tired long before they do. In fact, they never do. And why would you want to hear from a negative spirit? If you don't know what you're doing, don't attempt this. I repeat, don't attempt this, don't attempt this, don't attempt this. Number 6, demonic or inhuman hauntings. Many investigators who find themselves victims of a spirit attachment begin by collecting really impressive EVP evidence. The theory is that the spirits somehow allow themselves to be recorded. Did you get me? I said they somehow allow themselves to be recorded. This usually ends badly with the spirit or even demonic attachment. They recommend that at the first sign of any problems, ask for help. Do not try to pretend that everything is normal and this isn't really happening. Many experienced paranormal groups have contacts with mediums, psychics, exorcists, demonologists, clergy, and psychologists who can be of assistance. Of course, always, and I mean always, and even I stay away from Ouija boards. And if your team finds any reason to suspect that the activity you've encountered could be demonic or inhuman, leave immediately. It's never worth the evidence when it destroys everything that you consider valuable in your life. And so that leads us to the next one. The safe word or phrase. Someone that everyone recognizes as an authority in this group should come up with a word or phrase that all agree to that means essentially, get out now. When everyone hears it, they exit the area immediately. It should be shouted in that person's voice only, just that person, because all will recognize it. So all know it's them, and do it. No questions asked. Remember, spirits can pretend to be someone else. There will be times when this is necessary, and there should be no argument among you. Ever agree to it and do it. And now the last one, which is minors. If you have a minor with you, get a signed permission slip from the parents or direct permission. Be careful with this one. Irate parents can and will make your life, pardon the pun, hell.